Okay, hello, and we've spent the last couple days at your wonderful convention and had a lot of fun.
Thank you.
We're wondering what's in store to try to keep this convention competitive against the other movers in the market right now.
Well, we don't really consider ourselves too competitive, but what we do like is we listen to our fans. That's why it's called FanExpo Canada. And they sort of give us their feedback year to year immediately with email and Twitter and Facebook and everything else to communicate what they liked, what they didn't like, things that we can build on, improve on. So we're constantly updating the way we do things, and of course the number one thing they tell us is who they want to see as far as celebrities and professional guests. So we just try to do the best that we can. Next year we have a lot to analyze from this year. But next year is already in planning, and then we'll take everything we learned from this one and apply it to the next one. Because unfortunately, with just a single annual event, you only get the one weekend to do everything, and you try to do it right. And then I think we had great success this year, and basically the future holds just building on what we have.
So, are you finding that attendance is up this year? I know I've heard rumors that you're starting to see record attendance.
It is very easily record attendance. Yesterday I heard it was up 36% or something. So I haven't got the final numbers yet, but when we do, we'll release those and again measure and analyze and try to improve and try to discover why so many more people came this year than previous years. But I think we have some good ideas already. So
the con has obviously changed over the years. What's the one thing that you least expected it? Like, what's the direction you least expected to move in over the years?
Well, thinking back, I think when we added the horror part of the expo, Rue Morgue magazine came to us and they had a great idea and we thought it would work. And when we implemented it, we got this entirely new audience, people we'd never communicated with or seen or heard from before. And they came by the thousands. It was a huge jump in attendance, whole new sections of activities, workshops, makeup, all sorts of angles that we never had access or had thought too much about before. So that was probably the biggest surprise. The last edition that we made was for gaming, and that was initially based on the success of card games such as Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh! And Magic. And now, of course, it's been dominated by video games. So there's a bit of a change there that we expected one thing when we started it, and now it's sort of evolved. But again, that's from year-to-year feedback from our fans.
Now, the FanExpo seems to be, it was conceived as kind of like a multi-pronged approach. Is there any concern that it's spreading too far away, like in too many different directions?
Well, actually, what we want to do is we want to bring it all together under FanExpo Canada. We introduced the master brand a few years ago. Because we initially started off as our initial name was the Canadian National Comic Book Show, because that's all we offered. Our first show was just comic books. So we had exclusively comic book retailers and a few comic book creators. We added anime as sort of an experiment, and we thought it was going to be sort of a fad. It was going to be a feature one year, and then next year probably not so much. We didn't know that it was going to go on to be the next big thing in North America. So the next logical step after that success, we said, well, science fiction's got to be there, Star Trek and Star Wars. And this is, of course, right when the Star Wars franchise was coming back in with the prequel movies. So, of course, that worked out very well. So we started looking for other opportunities. Then Rue Morgue came to us. Then we added the Gaming Expo. And they all had different names, but now we're trying to amalgamate them all under the master brand FanExpo Canada. It's working pretty well.
I think it does. Well, thank you for your time today.
Thank you.
Thanks.